SMT Nation, we back. Nation, we've got something that's coming up here in the pipeline that is going to make or break the industry. That is not an exaggeration, people. The spectrum, which is the lifeblood of wireless networks, you need a constant infusion of it to meet the capacity demands of United States citizens. T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T need spectrum in order to create capacity on the network for mobile users and now home internet users. And some of the most important frequencies, their future, their fate lies in the balance. Let's talk about that here in today's video. The article from FirstNetwork.com will be provided in the description from Monica Alvin. It takes a look at all these elements. We're going to just parse view of a couple of these things and see how it impacts, the topics that typically make it here on our channel. I'll put that link in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, folks, so what's the business here? The DoD, or Department of Defense, operates some of these frequencies, and basically it's between 3.1 and 3.45. If you guys remember, AT&T also has a lot of the quote-unquote DoD spectrum. That's at the 3.45 gigahertz as well. Dish has some licenses, so does T-Mobile. So we're familiar with this conundrum, right? The United States military has access to these frequencies, to these channels, and we need them, right? The consumer and commercial networks, our mobile network operators, need spectrum in order to create capacity on their network. And the ideal frequencies that are good for long reach, indoor propagation, right? The stuff that you can use that reaches miles, right? So not millimeter wave, this is midband. They have so much possession of it, right? The United States military, and the FCC they're trying to pry it out of their hands, and they don't really want to give it up. And I don't blame them for not wanting to give it up, but I think there comes a point where you're looking at the international competitive landscape and you want to see the US compete internationally. They're going to need access to this. So, whether the DoD is using it for radar operations, there needs to be a solution to this. Now, the DoD seems flexible, like they want to do this thing called dynamic spectrum sharing, where there's going to be some kind of technology or plan to put into place where the DoD still retains possession of these frequencies and channels, but somehow, some way, the carriers get to use it as well. Now, that sounds like a perfect world, but it usually doesn't work out that easily, right? The United States mobile network operators, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and even Dish here in this conversation, they're not going to want to pay big money for these spectrum assets if they don't have exclusive rights and usage to it. To share it, you guys saw what happened with CBRS, low power. You see what's going on with DoD at borders. It's powered down. It's got limitations. There's all these different things. The carriers don't want to spend billions of dollars to be limited. You don't buy something to be limited, right? So there's a whole plan. There's a whole proposal for all of this. I can tell you guys right now, the industry, the telco industry, companies, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T are not going to want to do that. The DoD doesn't really want to give it up and just let it go. So there's going to be some development to this. And I will tell you guys, based on the growth of T-Mobile and with their home internet and their continued wireless market share take, and AT&T now selling home internet, and Verizon and all these things, and our usage patterns increasing 20% every year, this is going to be crucial for the industry. And I have concerns that there's going to have to be some kind of resolution, and it's going to have to be exclusivity for the carriers if they're going to spend the money on this. Otherwise, we have the risk of seeing another CBRS situation on our hands. Hopefully something is figured out. I don't have faith that it's going to be a clean, easy going process. I think it's going to get messy. I think it's going to be a problem. I don't trust the FCC to execute this, nor do I believe that the DoD is just going to give all of the spectrum up. It's going to be a fight. We'll learn more, but put it on your radar. This is going to be crucial for the future of our networks. T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T really need this, right? They are spectrum starved. Maybe they have a lot now, Maybe you guys think the networks are fast, but they can become much slower very quickly. A couple years from now, if we don't have a spectrum solution, we will fall behind internationally compared to our counterparts. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. You all voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.